Now, not only should you be looking, if you have time, right? I mean, some people don't have the time, they specialize in something. But if you're at a sale and you have time, you don't have 50 to go to and just, you know, skim the very best stuff. Hello everybody, welcome back to the cabin. Welcome back to Commonwealth Flipper. I've got a great show, as always, of course. All the great sales. Got a couple really cool ones. Matter of fact, there's one in particular that I can't wait to talk about. It'll be like 3 or 4 sales in here. And then there'll be a series of sales of things that I hear people all the time say, you know, those don't really sell well on eBay. Well, they do sell on eBay. You just got to get the right one. And it's not like a few other marketplaces where you're supposed to sell these items. These sell on eBay, and there's a particular type that I want to talk about today. And I've got one sale of that particular type of item that sold for huge money. And I want to talk about a few other things. You know, Blue Ridge Mama told me the other day, she's like, you know what the scariest words are that you ever say? I'm like, what? And it says, whenever you look at me and say, I've got an idea, I get scared to death because you've got too many ideas and you've got too many things going on. Well, some of those things are finally coming to fruition. And maybe mid-November, some of them will slowly start coming out. And I can't wait to tell you about them. Let's take a look. All right, we will talk about those in just a minute. But I wanted to start with this one right here because there's a message. This one got bought by a viewer. And the message is awesome. And I want you to hear it really quick. And I'll put it at the beginning of the video. This is a little ceramic made in Japan. These things are cool. I like them a lot. The eyes on... who's that? I don't know. I should probably know them all. Sleepy? Is that his name? Bashful? That looks bashful. I don't know, Doc, maybe? I don't know, y'all help me. Dopey. There's Dopey. Everybody knows Dopey. If you can see behind me, it's daytime outside, so the chicken's been back and forth and back and forth. I've been watching. I was going to show them to you real quick, but I can't find them. Here we go. I recently just found your YouTube channel's been enjoying your content very much. Wanted to support your channel. This item is perfect. This item's perfect. I'm like, why is this item perfect for what? I'm running the Dopey Challenge at Walt Disney World in January. The Dopey Challenge. So I'm going to have to Google this thing here. It's 48.6 miles of running in 4 days. That sounds like absolute torture and sounds like something I would never want to do. Ever. Like, not in 4 days, not in the rest of my lifetime running. I bet you I won't run 48 miles in my life. At any rate, 5K on Thursday, 3.1 miles. 10K on Friday, 6.2 miles. Half marathon on Saturday, 31.1. And full marathon, I got to teach you a little bit here. So this is the extent of my knowledge about marathon. See, the Battle of Marathon was fought in ancient Greece. The Persians invaded, and then there was a runner. I can't remember his name. Somebody's going to tell me in the comments. I should probably know this since I taught it and said it 1,000 times, but 1 year away from teaching, I forget. At any rate, he runs from Marathon back to Athens to tell them of the victory of the invading forces of Persia. And if I recall, he didn't have any clothes on. Then he gets there and he dies. He falls dead right there. And so the marathon, 26.2 miles, is the length, although I think it changed because of the length of one of the Olympics. They had to end it coming into the stadium. Anyway, I might get my stories mixed up. Long story short, the marathon is named after the Greek city-state of Marathon for that reason. All right, sorry to bore you. Back to the comment. I'm running the races and raising money for leukemia, for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. This Dopey will be a fundraising giveaway. So tell me how that's going to work. Let us know in the comments. And I'll tell you what, and this is one of the things we do at Christmas time, and what we're going to do, I'm going to ask you right now since it's on topic, is we'll do some auctions of different items I've collected throughout the year. Last year we called it the 12 Days of Christmas, and then we give that money away throughout the year. But this year we're going to do a little bit different. We're going to ask you guys to give the charities that are most near and dear to you. Tell me in the comments, like this one, I'll write down on my list right here, Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. And then each time we put up one of these things for auction, we're going to do a 50-50 split, and half the money will go directly through eBay to that organization. So if there's some organization that you want to kind of nominate for this process, we'll do it. We'll do the ones we typically do, St. Jude and things like that. But we're going to do some that you guys hold near and dear to your heart. Thank you very much. I don't think I see a name. So this says John on the comment here, but I don't see any other names. So I'm going to say thank you to John. Had that dopey rubber face the other day that sold as well. I think that was Facebook. Sold another thing on Facebook today. You have to see it on the next episode. Barefoot Contessa, $14.50. I don't know, sealed DVDs, you know. The next big thing. No, I'm kidding. Well, maybe, but certainly not this one, I wouldn't think. $14.50. Got it for, I think got it really cheap. Got a bunch of them. I think I paid down on them because there were so many. Maybe even 99 cents. Anyway, I got this with maybe $1.99. Got this with Dante Prison to Profit when we did some thrifting. Oh, quite a while ago now. If you remember the Granny Called Me Out sale, the one right before it, we got a bunch of books. And we're going to talk about that today. 2 of the 3 book sales sold from that today. And books do sell on eBay. And I'll tell you what, there's a lot of people who have a lot of success out there. And some people just think Amazon for books and that's just it. Well, I don't sell on Amazon. And I sell books. I mean, just look. Now, a lot of those are Bibles over there, but books sell. There's no doubt about it. And it's kind of a pain to think, oh, I'm going to go through all these things and get these books. Now, I will say that Amazon, you're going to have much better luck selling quite a few different types of books. But this type of book, no problem at all. Selling on eBay. $13.50 plus shipping, paid 50 cents. Now, not only should you be looking, if you have time, right? I mean, some people don't have the time. They specialize in something. But if you're at a sale and you have time, you don't have 50 to go to and just, you know, skim the very best stuff. Books are a great way to make money. They're easy to store. They're a little heavy at times. And they can be long tail. But let me tell you, when they sell, you usually make a pretty good profit. Now, these in particular, what I'm going to show you right here, is a massive profit. We paid a grand total of $2 for these books. And at that sale I was talking about, we put them up for auction. And let me see if I can get this name here. I think it's John. Yep, John, J-O-N. John got these, and I believe, John, your reviewer, we corresponded a little bit, and we're going to throw in a little bit extra for you as well. So I appreciate this sale. $420 for this particular sale on things that don't sell on eBay. But let me tell you, not only should you look for books, you should look for these exact books. Big time bolo right here, especially if you have the earlier versions and these Dune books, because that movie came out very recently. Matter of fact, it literally came out the day that I found these books. And it was just in the top of my mind. And I always say, you find what you're looking for. And I almost couldn't believe my eyes when I saw these. And I have never found them before. And I was so, so pleased when I saw that one. I think it was this one that I saw sitting in that book, or sitting in that box. And I'm just like, holy moly. And then there were 4 of them, which is really cool. This is the one that brings the most value right here of the 4. And got $420. We're adding in a little extra here. John, he asked for it, and I said, absolutely. You can have it for that price, no doubt. So there you go. Really happy about that, John. Thank you so much. And look for these books out there. You'll find them. And I have since had messages from 3 or 4 people saying, I found it in my own bookcase. Thank you for telling me about them. So that's awesome. And I have seen other resellers out there. I want to say Mountain Man Treasure sold these particular books. I could be wrong, Troy, so forgive me if I'm wrong. But I know I have seen them out there in the last, say, 6 months on different YouTube channels as well. So, you know, watch YouTube channels. Look at Instagram. Get that stuff in your brain, because if you see it in your mind's eye, you're usually going to find it with your real eyes. Next one is also a book. So book. And this is, you know, science fiction. Well, this is much more than science fiction, actually. It's in pretty good shape. And that name's a name I recognize from AP World History. I actually used this author. I'll tell you what, I'm not going to bore you with history again. Yes, I will. We're just going to do it inside when we get in the eBay cave. So when I get in there, y'all yell at me. Remind me to talk about her. And this book right here sold for $11 plus shipping. I think this one came from the Hoarder House. I do not think it came from that sale the other day. Pretty sure it came from one of the 4 Hoarder House videos. All right, here's one of those bought by accident purchases that we joke about every once in a while. How do you buy something by accident? I still haven't told the story about I actually bought something by accident. I'll save that. Maybe I'll make a whole episode out of it. This was bought by accident, returned to me, I think by a viewer, and it's sold again. And we have another one just like it. So there's essentially, we're going to sell this item 3 times, hopefully, anyways. And now I'm going to find it. I'm pretty sure, yep, there it is right there. This was a great purchase that I wish I would have bought. There was 2, this is a bathroom rug shaped like a car, Dale Earnhardt's car. Then there was 2 Dale Jr. ones that I passed on and I should not have. It sold for $39. So shipping, shaped like a car. Put it in a bathroom. Who in the world would think this? I guess somebody's going to put it in their NASCAR man cave or something. 39 bucks plus shipping. I think I paid $2 for it. All right, this next item went to a viewer. I think there was 2 viewer sales today, the Dopey and this one. And this one was sold because it showed up in one of the videos the other day, and then we sold this second one. Or technically, 3rd and 4th one. So if you remember this from the video of the clings the other day, and these went out to a viewer as well, and left a really nice comment, and I am going to read it for you. So $12.95 for those, plus shipping on that. All right, I got to tell you something, and I don't want to make fun of this at all because it's about a person passing here. But when I read it, I was like, what in the world? And then I had to reread it. So I'm going to tell you that too. So I'm so excited. I love your channel. Your family is awesome. Thank you. I was watching your video and saw you sold a set of these. I had to pause your video to see if you had another set for sale. 2 of my husband's favorite Christmas movies. Thank you. And they're mine as well. I didn't ever watch Elf until my wife's like, you've never seen Elf? And whatever, we put it in, and now it's like a tradition. Pretty good. It's too early to ask what your favorite Christmas movies are, so don't put them yet. We gotta wait at least till past Thanksgiving. Although Turner's already up there, he's got Home Alone out. He says, thank you for all you do, and here's where I got confused. He says, my mom passed at age 68 from a sudden heart attack because of your channel. I thought, wait a minute, and then I realized here, I had to slow down. Passed at age 68 of a sudden heart attack. Because of your channel, I put a few items on eBay, so there was no capital there. So I thought it continued on. I'm like, what have I done? What have I done? I don't want to make light of your mother passing, but when I read it, I almost had a heart attack. So at any rate, Catrice is your name, and I'm sorry for your loss for sure, but this is encouraging. So thank you for this kind note. Because of your channel, I put a few items on eBay and made enough to cover some sudden new expenses. I assume that is the burial expenses and whatnot, and so on. So at any rate, when my daughter hears your voice, when my daughters hear your voice, they come running to see if they can find your cat in the videos, assuming it's Pepper, right? That's got to be the one you talk about. So Catrice, thank you. Look at that, 1977. Is that when you were born? Best year ever, unless you're Elvis. Sold an RC car battery from Rich the Auctioneer down in Appomattox. And it sold, there's a couple different ones, but I think it's the big one. This one sold for $25 plus shipping. And we're getting down, we've sold quite a bit of that. This is all pure profit at this point. We have recouped our costs from that big purchase we had. I remember when I was a little guy, long before this time, when I was watching wrestling, and we would go to the local rental place. And now that I know all about these VHS, that would be a gold mine to have picked 20 years ago, 30 years ago at this point. At any rate, we would rent I'm going way back, 34 years ago, 35. We would rent WWF wrestling videos. I remember renting them and watching, the old WrestleMania 2 and stuff like that. So this, always keep an eye out for the wrestling stuff. This isn't old and it's not very valuable, but some of them are. Horror movies, sealed VHS, obviously, and old wrestling stuff, sealed or not. This isn't worth too much. I think I paid 50 cents, and it's over $7.50 plus shipping. Speaking of wrestling, some of you all always comment on the shirts that I wear. I don't know, one thing I did not think would happen when I quit my teaching job and started doing this is that my wardrobe completely changed. And my wife hates it. She's like, what in the world? What's up with these? I'm like, I don't know. I wore a couple and the viewers commented, so I just kept buying them, and then the viewers sent me one, and it's just kind of snowballed. All right, y'all, here comes Turner. Look at him. Oh, he's in his baseball uniform, ready to go. Come on in, buddy. I guess he didn't want to be on camera right now. At any rate, here we go. Hey, one of these sold the other day. The person has not paid yet, although by the time they see this, they might be paying. And we will put these up for auction as well pretty soon. I've been having a lot of questions about them. We did one, we'll do another, and then we'll do a third here pretty quick. All right, Turner, it is a sad day today because it's your last baseball game for the year, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now you know why I'm filming earlier in the day, because Turner has a game today, so we got to get all this stuff done. And they just pushed it back a half an hour, so he's not excited. But we have enough time to get these sales in, don't we? All right. Did you have a good season?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. Okay. That's a Habitat for Humanity bear. His name is Sawyer. And I have no idea where it came from. I didn't buy it. I didn't take pictures of it, and I didn't list it. But we're going to ship it. And it sold for $7 plus shipping. My assumption is it came from the Goodwill with Mama. What do you think? Okay. And you know what else we sold, don't you? Another one of those. The very last Pets keychain. Well, not the last keychain, but it's the last Buddy keychain. Right? It should be anywhere. There's one. I see a Buddy. There's Buddy. Are there any more Buddies in there?
I don't.
That should be the last one according to my quantity listing right there.
I don't see.
So we have Mel and all those in there. The cats. So, anyway, it's the last Dachshund.
No,
$9.
that's my favorite dog.
That's your favorite one?
Yeah.
And it's $9 free ship. And we're making a bunch of money, a little bit at a time on these. Definitely enough for you to do what?
Save $1, spend $1, and donate $1. Bye.
Sold a pinball, $2.99 plus shipping. I've made money off those pinballs, but I'm not buying them again. Especially 200 like I bought last time. All right, here we go. Golden lipstick. This was $9 plus shipping. These two sold together to somebody, not a viewer. Cinnamon stick, cheek color, along with pink pearl lipstick. I don't think it's a viewer anyways. $13.90 plus shipping. This Chaps Ralph Lauren shirt sold for $12.25 plus shipping on discount. So on sale, 30% off, I think. So this is, I mean, I wouldn't say go pick this stuff up. Matter of fact, especially something like this. But it is Chaps Ralph Lauren. So Chaps, if I'm right, you poshers, you can tell me. I think Chaps gets sold off from Ralph Lauren. So now it just says Chaps. I think that's right. So if you find the Chaps Ralph Lauren stuff, it can have some value, especially if it's got better color blocking, brighter red, maybe some yellow in there, as opposed to navy and gray. You know, not that this is bad, but you know, I'll pick this stuff up for maybe $1. But there are some Chaps Ralph Lauren stuff from the 90s that actually sells pretty good. All right, I promised another short lesson, so turn it off for 30 seconds. So this Ursula K. Le Guin. Now, I haven't read all her stuff, but in AP World, if you're old like me, they didn't offer that when you were a kid. Not that I took any AP courses. I didn't even know what AP stood for. And then I ended up teaching these things to kids way smarter than me. But AP World History is, in my opinion, the most difficult history course, social science course that you can take. It's harder than almost every, I'm just going to tell you how it is. It's harder than every single college course you could imagine in history. Maybe not everyone, but it's really, really hard. Not only are you expected to know history inside and out, but you also have to know it outside and in. So you have to understand the study of history. You have to understand all the other disciplines that go along with it. And you have to understand psychology in it, anthropology, historiography. You have to know religion inside and out and really grasp it, and then take primary documentation and then be able to interpret it in a way that the College Board would want you to interpret it. It's a very, very difficult course, so I don't want to bore you. I'll just say that this particular author, although I do not agree with her 90% of the time, totally have a different worldview than she does. She was absolutely brilliant, and she knew all of these things I just talked about. She was an expert on Asian religions, especially Taoism and Buddhism and Hinduism, and she weaved it into her science fiction narrative. But she also put in everything else. She put in politics. So in AP World, it was not just about, you know, culture. You had to understand the study of culture and understand the culture of the particular societies that you were studying. You had to understand their religion, their politics, their sociology. You had to understand all of it. And she weaved it all into her writings. So I would use her writings as really a way to test my students on identifying themes like utopian societies, because she weaved utopian societies in there. She talked about gender roles before everybody was talking about gender roles, which, you know, again, I don't necessarily agree with her, but she was groundbreaking on this stuff. She was a woman before her time, to say the least, which I think is amazing. She was brilliant. Like I said, I disagreed with her completely, but she was Very, very brilliant, way before her time. She, just to give you an idea, she wrote about a genderless society in the 1960s, which, you know, talk about before your time. Anyway, I don't want to get too deep into the weeds. We'll probably end up yelling at each other. But that author, if you ever have a chance, some of you may have read her, brilliant. You're going to find yourself wanting to just read more or chuck it in the trash, but just absolutely brilliant. Hey, we got Reagan here, and she's got a couple of sales. What do you got?
Got Julia and Amy.
Julia and Amy. Who gets what?
Julia and Amy. Right?
Julia and Amy. I think you're right. I think you're right. Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool. Haven't sold an official Commonwealth Picker mug in a while. So that's good to get one in there. Yeah. All right, and I think one is from Oregon, Medford, my old stomping grounds, and one is from Michigan. So anyway, thank you.
Bye, and don't forget to get your sticker at CommonwealthPicker.com. All
right, one more thing really quick about that author here, this book right here, to make it relevant to reselling a little bit. And I can't prove this, but in my opinion, you see a lot of, I got that sun shining in on me. Hopefully the camera is okay there. A lot of the things that we resell, you know, Star Wars type stuff, even to some degree, more comedic, like Ghostbusters pulled a little bit of this stuff in, certainly Star Trek as well, pulled in human anthropology, the study of human cultures, and really started to put that. I mean, just look at Star Wars and all the different types of cultures out there that they depict. And she also weaved in that Asian religious flair that you see in things like Star Wars, right? You know, the idea of the Force kind of thing. I mean, that's a very Hindu, Taoist, Buddhist type Eastern thought process, not Western thought process at all. And it was a religion. And we don't think about religion in the West like that at all. Anyway, I think she's responsible in the 1960s with starting that trend that you don't see really take shape until the late 1970s. So anyway, maybe I'm crazy and maybe I'm boring. So I'm just going to say thank you to everybody. And I'm going to say that I'm going to be gone a couple days next week. And so if you have ordered something out of the CommonwealthPicker.com store, it may be a little bit delayed. Not yet, but in a few days. So don't freak out. I promise you it'll all get out to you. Anyway, thank y'all. As always, using the links, everything American Bubble Boy. You guys are awesome. And I can't wait to see you. And thank you. I can stop myself. Thank you for putting up with my history nonsense. We appreciate it. We can't wait to see you next time.
All right, guys, we're back with some Commonwealth comedy. And today's joke is, what has more letters than the alphabet? The post office. All right, guys, bye.